In this video, I'll walk you through a home that has a game room and a media room upstairs, is open to the second story in the living room, and has a view off the backyard. Stick with me on this home tour. Now, this is the Wimberly II plan built by Westin Homes. It has approximately 3,400 square feet. It's got 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and it's for sale just under $708,000. Now, there are a few things that are missing in this home, but it's near completion, and I think it gives you a good idea of how these homes that are built by Westin feel when they are nearly finished. Now, I'm going to show you a few homes by the end of this video that are also for sale, like the Carter plan, the Lindy plan, even the Albany plan. So if you are coming from that Albany model home walkthrough that showed you a finished home with all these great design touches, I'm going to show you an Albany plan that is for sale in this neighborhood called Nolina. And when I say a couple of the things that are missing in here, it's really the fireplace, the vent hood, and the microwave. Those are the few things that are in here, but I did want to show you this home before it sells because I think it gives you a good indication of what's possible here in Nolina. And we're going to get outside. I'm going to show you that view. I'm going to show you a backyard for this home that is for sale. But first, I want to start here in the kitchen. And let me introduce myself. My name is Raj Safu. I'm a realtor in Austin, Texas. And like I say in a lot of my videos, I've represented clients with 20 different builders. So I'm going to give you the perspective of walking these homes with so many of my clients and give you feedback that I see from them. Now, this is one of the things that a lot of my clients say is when they want a light countertop, they tend to gravitate towards the countertops that have these great veins running through it. Notice how the wood look tile that's just to the right of this kitchen island, it kind of pulls out those veins that are in here. And I think it just adds to that contrast that they're looking for here in the kitchen. Now it's gonna look a little bit naked above this 4-burner gas stove top, and that's because that vent hood is not in. I'm not sure what's happening, but right now 2 of my clients that closed within the last month, their vent and their microwave came in the last week before closing. So kind of reminds me of something that happened often during the pandemic, which was things coming in last second or a lot of delays. I'm not sure what the issue is there. It's not really a supply chain thing. I think there's maybe just like a temporary shortage of these items, but I'm sure they'll be able to figure it out and iron things out eventually. That's a good look at the pantry, and I'm going to head right back out to the main living area. And really what I want to show you here is often, well, not necessarily often, but I've seen a good deal of builders where their model home just has so many different high-end upgrades, and then you don't see that in any of their inventory homes. And then you think to yourself, well, what's the point, right? If I'm not going to get that inventory home that has different upgrades that I really like in the model, what's the point? And sometimes the answer to that question is, well, the point is you get this beautiful ceiling with that design work up there, the curved staircase, and it's still a very open concept. And that could be true in some cases where that's winning over a lot of people. But I find when people walk these homes with Westin, they really like fireplace design with those tall ceilings, good upgrades in the kitchen, and then, like I showed you before, that beautiful light fixture in the middle of the home that really becomes the focal point because everybody's eyes are looking up when they're in a plan like this. Now, what I was actually surprised with is that electrical all the way up there. See the distance it is from this fireplace? I would say that that's very high up, but fortunately, your TV is probably going to be big enough where it covers it, but I'm not sure why they put it so high there. And luckily, when you build from scratch, you can specify the height that you want for all these things. Now, is it going to be a good look at the dining area? I like how they did a tray ceiling in here, and it's unusual for a builder to have these very cool light fixtures in here, like this dining light fixture or the one that's above the stairwell. But like I said, this is why I'm out here. I'm showing you an inventory home that's for sale, and what you're seeing in here is included. Now, that back fence will be included. They just haven't put it in yet. It's a little bit loud out here because they're ironing out the yard that's just next to me. But I wanted to show you this. Take a look at that greenery in the back. I know it's like a mud pit back there, and that's not very visually appealing. But keep in mind, this community is very new. So we also just saw a ton of rain. So that's why you see that mud pit back out there. Usually these detention ponds, which I'll talk about in a second, which is what's behind us, they usually end up filling in. It gets a little bit more greener as it goes through like a spring and a summer and a couple seasons. But it does take time to get there. So right now, try to look past that mud pit and notice the greenery that's back there. I still need to verify from the builder if that's always going to be greenery or if it's ranch land that could sell. So just keep that in mind. But either way, this detention pond, which you see that, whatever that is in the middle of that detention pond, that should still always be here. That's a good look at all the windows that are there in the living room and how well that plan opens up with those tall ceilings in the main living area. Now that noise next to me is a roller for the backyard. Now, a lot of people don't know this. When you have a lot of humps in your grass, you can push your builder to get a roller done. In fact, I get the inspector to call that out often, and I make sure that I'm not an inspector. With that being said, my clients did 50 plus inspections just last year. So I have an inspection company that's fantastic. And those guys know to put the roller in there or pretty much list the lawn as being lumpy as a safety hazard, because it is. You can trip and fall. Your kids can run back there and fall. Nobody wants to see that happen. And that's why it's nice to have the builder take care of that. And that's what all that noise was. That gentleman who's working back there was using a roller on the lawn, which is really smart. And here's a good look at the primary bedroom that also looks out the back of the home. Showcases kind of that view. That roadway in the back there is Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Look at this. This is what happens when, clean the windows. A lot of bugs. But that is Ronald Reagan Boulevard where that truck is going. If you take Ronald Reagan Boulevard south of here, you will get to a corridor, Ronald Reagan Boulevard in 29. If you're looking at maps, you can see that a lot of that intersection now is getting built out. They have an H-E-B grocery store. They have all sorts of businesses that have come around there, like an Orange Theory Fitness. I love going to Torchy's Tacos there. In fact, I go there often, probably at least once a week. And then now there's even a sandwich shop that's opened up there, Jersey Mike's. A lot of different businesses that have popped up there. And a lot of those have just come in within the last year from when I'm publishing this video. Now, getting back to the plan, we have the primary bathroom where they did some fun designs here. I like this tile and the movement in it. I have a lot of clients that like some action in the tile. I'm not sure why they didn't put it up to the ceiling, but it's not a whole lot that needs to be done there. So I don't think you notice it as much. But I do like they have it around as the backsplash for this freestanding tub. And this is also a really good upgrade that you don't always see in some of these inventory homes. Now they match, I believe, the same countertop with the kitchen here in the primary bathroom. And then of course, here in the primary bathroom, we have access to the primary closet. And I would say good sized primary closet. I think it's expected in the mid 3,000s for square footage. What I also like to see is this doorway going to the utility room. So many of my clients that tell me after watching videos of thinking about taking their dirty laundry through their home to the utility room. I've even had a lot of clients call me from Boston or the New Jersey, New York, Chicago areas. And they say, our laundry room is in the basement and we have to take our laundry all the way down to the basement. Well, hey, here in Texas, you get this door right to your primary closet, and then it goes right to your utility room that's behind me. I'll show you where that utility room is in relation to the rest of the home here. I want to go back out the main living area. So I knew I missed something. There's the commode. If I don't show the commode in some of my videos, people get very upset. They want to know where it's at, and I get it. It's something you're going to be using every day. If I don't open up closet doors, most of them are just going to be like linen closets. But I'm going to contradict myself and open up that door to show you, just because you never know when it's close to a stairwell. Sometimes it can go underneath and get you a little bit of storage, and storage is important. Tall ceilings is also important. It's what people tell me about Westin Homes when they tour them. 9 windows just in this living room back wall. I love that, and I have so many people see that and say, I have to have that in my living room. I've had some people say that's a must-have in their living room, and I get it. It just provides that grand feeling in an area that you're going to be spending a lot of time in. And that's what I find a lot of my clients tell me. Now, this is going to be that closet that goes underneath the stairwells. It gets really thin back there, but always nice to have a little bit of storage in your home. And then that utility room that I showed you earlier, it's right here. Now, that's going to be access to a 2-car garage, which I'll get into in a second. We have a powder bathroom that's down here, and then we have a second bedroom downstairs and a study. And then upstairs, we have that game room and media room that I showed you earlier. So still a lot to see here in this home for sale with Westin. Now, while we're here and we cover the remainder of the first floor, and I can't wait for you to see the second floor, what I wanted to show you was what I want to talk about was the community of Nolina. So I keep coming back out here because of the builders that were here. By the way, this does have an in-suite full bathroom, which is very important, especially for a lot of my clients that tell me they have aging parents. They want staying on the first floor with them. And I know what that's like. My dad is in his mid-70s. He's fully capable of going up and down the steps. But I know there's going to be a time where I don't want him to do that. In fact, I don't want him to do that right now because if it's not necessary, I'd rather have my parents on the first floor, not having to go up and down the steps, not having to walk in and out of a bathtub. So I think that that's great to have. But covering Nolina, this is a community that is very interesting because of its positioning. It is a little bit further out than I think some buyers want to be, but I think that's always the case in Texas. There's always a community that people are saying, well, oh, that's too far out, or that's too far out and we're going to have to wait for things to come up. But then people look at the price point and they say, wait, I can get this for a little bit over $700,000. Why don't we consider this area? And that's when you start to see areas grow. People keep going further and further out. And just like with anything, there's pros and cons of doing that. Right now, I think Nolina is that new option that has good builders. There's maybe a couple other communities that I could put in that category and that are a little bit too far out right now. That's what I'm getting the vibe of. But like with most communities in Texas, a lot of people start trickling through, and then all of a sudden it happens where there's like a flood of people into an area, and then all of a sudden everybody's flooding into that area, and then people keep going further out north. And that just continues to be the trend. I'm not saying that that's definitely going to happen here or it happens with every community, but I think this is interesting just because of the builders that are here. Now, I want to focus in on Westin, but if you reach out to me, I can give you a little bit more of a glimpse of what I mean by builders and the trajectory of some of these communities, because I can show you communities where things haven't done well. And I don't want to rag on those communities, especially if people live in them. I also want to show you the study had carpet, which I thought was interesting. I think a lot of people would prefer to keep that keep the same floor tile that's in here. But I've had also people that work from home and they say their study becomes, it echoes a lot. Like you might be able to hear my echo because I'm in this room and it's empty, right? There's nothing in here, so the echo is a lot more. But sometimes when you're in that empty, like a study, it's not going to have a lot of furniture. It's just going to have a chair and a desk. And sometimes to take out that echo in your conference call, I've had some people say they want carpet, but I think most people prefer that whatever is the main living area flooring. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would be curious what your perspective is. Getting back to Nolina, I think the price point is interesting. I don't like to talk in depth about price in these videos simply because it can change, okay? There are plenty of neighborhoods where the neighborhood had a great price point when it first started, but then people watch that same video 6 to 12 months down the road and there's another community that pops up, or there's new opportunities, or prices have escalated where it's too high, or there's not enough supply. Supply and demand is one of the biggest things that I'm tracking on a weekly basis in these neighborhoods. kind of give an example of that, I have a neighborhood where I had 2 clients contract in where they were selling lots left and right at the start of the spring season. And it was just, there was over 100 plus people visiting a model home. I think I might have discussed this in the Albany plan walkthrough. So I don't want to repeat all of it, but I just want to say, when you recognize that there's a lot of people coming out to a community and the builders are starting to make a lot of sales, you know what's going to happen. They're just going to drop incentives because they don't need to incentivize people to keep coming through. And that's exactly what happened in that neighborhood. But the 5 neighborhoods around there, they had way too much inventory and they still have good discounts on those homes. Some of them have such steep discounts, I'd be cautious to buy in there because prices might keep going down. And so that's interesting how those 2 submarkets kind of right next to each other are reacting differently to the current market. Now we are in the media room. If you look at the caps that are on the walls, that's usually pre-wiring for speakers. So you see 2 in front of us and then 2 behind us. And then I like how they painted this dark. It just makes this relaxing vibe in this media room. And I find a lot of clients, when they want to enjoy time after work, long work week, they just want to enjoy a movie. They like coming upstairs, going to their media room, just hanging out, putting on a movie, and just relaxing. And I think that dark color really helps relax things for a lot of my clients. This is also nice. All those windows out the back wall, very cool light fixture here with this circular ceiling design, which is Westin's signature. Westin actually, the drywall guys that come in and build out that circular ceiling design, they're actually on salary. And so there aren't that many builders that do that. They just do subcontracting work and kind of bounce around from subcontractors. But that work of putting in wood that's circular is not easy from what I've heard. So they have people that they trust, and they really locked up those people, and that's what's become the Westin signature there. Now we have 2 more bedrooms split by a full bathroom, and then I'm going to show you a couple of the other plans that are here. Make those a little bit more brief just because they are under construction and not as visually appealing, but again, just kind of gives you an idea of the layout of some of these plans. One of them actually being a 1-story plan, which I've never walked up until this community with Westin Homes. The 3 communities I've walked a lot of homes with Westin, one of which is south of here, and I had 11 clients move into that community just last year alone. Westin is very prominent there. They only build 2-story plans in that community, so that's where I've seen a lot of their inventory, and I'm excited to show you their 1-story plan because I think Westin does some really good design work in their homes, as well as the tall ceilings, the windows, things that I often say when I'm touring these homes because I often hear it from clients walking through. Now, this is that 2nd bedroom upstairs. We got 2 bedrooms down, 2 bedrooms upstairs, game room, media room upstairs, study downstairs with the utility room, and then everything is open with this curved staircase. Really the focal point in the middle of the home, right in the middle of this main living area. So I want to hear from you in the comments. What did you think of the Wimberly II plan? Even though it's missing that microwave and some of those things, and it is under construction, that's why you might see it on the floor. They don't clean these things until those last bit of items are completed. I think we saw the garage, right? So perfect. Let's move on to the next home. Now this is the Carter plan. It's the Carter 9. It is 3,800 square feet approximately, has 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, a 3-car garage, and you're going to see this under construction still. So that shows you the front door. We still have no electrical plugged in yet. We do have lights, so it's going to give you an idea of how this home looks, but don't judge it too much because there are no lights on, and obviously it's still a mess under construction. Now, if you want this plan as a model home walkthrough, keep in mind I do have it. But I want to show you one that is for sale. We are for sale just under $750,000. The Westin signature here is that open concept home with 8 windows on this back wall in the living room, breakfast nook area that has some good windows off of it, good upgrades in that kitchen, and then again, that Westin signature tall ceilings, also here at the top of the stairwell with that circular ceiling design. I'm just going to show you the main areas in this home and kind of cover the differences between this and the Wimberly II plan. The first is you do have a separate dining area. So we have the kitchen right here, and then we have the dining area through here, and that's where you see this light fixture. Now, I think the breakfast nook area is a little bit smaller in this plan compared to the Wimberly II, but that's again because if you have a smaller breakfast nook area, that's okay. You have a dining room right here. Now, I did want to show you the Wimberly II plan that was prior to this was just next door. So we have a similar view where you have that detention pond behind us. And then the patio is a little bit different. So that's the Wimberly II that we were at. And the Carter has this patio that kind of juts out. You still get some backyard space here next to the back of the home. That curve is in the living room, just in. And then again, you got Ronald Reagan Boulevard kind of in the back, that detention pond. And then some greenery back there. But again, we need to double check who owns that land. And these are the types of things you want to look into before making a buying decision and get that unbiased perspective from a realtor to figure out if this is a good option. I like that they did waterfall countertops. I often see people justify waterfall countertops. That does come with quite the price tag, but they look absolutely beautiful. And then what's funny is even though this home doesn't look as complete, they actually have the fireplace in this home, not the other one. And sometimes that just happens. No vent hood in this one though, no oven, no microwave. So each of these homes, they just have different stages that they're in, and materials arrive sometimes at different times. Now, this is going to be a look at the primary bedroom. It does have that double tray ceiling, which is great. Again, this is why I'm out here. I want to show you these inventory homes. Even though you might see this in a model home, sometimes people say, oh, they're never going to do that in the inventory home. Well, here it is, for sale, under $750. And we got a double tray ceiling, and then we have this primary bathroom that opens up really well. Now, I got to keep reminding you, I might say this multiple times, there are no lights on in this home. This is what it looks like with no lights on. And I think that that's very challenging for a lot of homes, to the point where I won't even tour them because there's no points. This one has glass missing here, by the way. One of those things I'm sure they had to resize. Happens often with a lot of my clients. But again, this is what it looks like even with no lights on, but that just shows you how much natural light is coming in. I can still get this footage. I know it doesn't look great. There's no carpet here, which is where you'd usually see carpet, where they still have the concrete slab shown. With that being said, I'm sure this is probably about 30 to 45 days away from finishing. Now, there's 2 closets in this primary bathroom, or right off of it. We were just in one that I just showed you. Here's the other one. This one leads into the utility room. And then I'm just going to exit through this utility room to show you. This utility room is right off of that main living area. So we just went past that stairwell before the fireplace through the primary bedroom, bathroom, and then it connects in with the utility room. Now, this is going to be a look at the powder bathroom. Again, no lights on. We're kind of in the middle of the home, so that's where it is starting to get a little bit dark, but you will have every home that looks like that because you can't get windows in the middle of the home for obvious reasons. This is going to be a look at the second bedroom downstairs. We have 2 bedrooms down, 3 bedrooms up, and the Carter plan is one of their largest plans that they have. They have different deviations of the plans. There's a Carter 3, I think there's a Carter 6, and then this is the Carter 9. I won't go through every single reason or every change because they do change these things over time, and I'd rather you get the explanation based on where you're building this plan, because that's what really dictates how they build a lot of these floor plans. Westin's in Houston, they're in Austin, Texas here, but they do change things up from community to community. Okay, now we have a study downstairs, and then I'm going to give you a quick look at the second floor. Before we get to that study, I just wanted to show you, this is the 3-car garage. And I don't know why I tried the lights. I knew that wasn't going to work. It's a 3-car garage, which is great. I think the Carter plan at a 2-car garage is tough, just because of the square footage. For what you're getting, I think a lot of my clients and a lot of buyers in this market are expecting a 3-car to get that extra storage space. Now, most people are not expecting this, and I can't tell you how many times people are surprised. And I'll show you that again. We got double doors going into the study, a window above those doors, windows to the left of me that are fantastic. But take a look at that ceiling height. This is incredible. I get so many of my clients that are in tech, which is the majority of my clients, moving here. A lot of them are on the West Coast, or they're eyeing up Austin because they're going to work from home. And I got to tell you, they always say, hey, my dream is to have a great study, and because I work there so much, I want to have a space that's going to open up and look great, and that definitely hits home with a lot of my clients that are here. Moving upstairs, similar to the Wimberly II plan, we do have a game room and a media room right off of it, and then we are open to the second story in that main living area, which you saw previously, and then also behind me at the front door. Now, I'm not going to go through every single bedroom from here. I want to get to the Lindy plan next, kind of give you a visual of that. But there are 3 bedrooms up here and 2 full bathrooms. Good lighting here too in the media room, 4 lights. You know, with that in mind, there's 2 bedrooms over there split by a full bathroom. Then there's a hall full bathroom here off of the bedroom. You know, I was just saying that I wish actually those 4 lights in the media room were in the game room, because the 4 lights in the media room, not many times I've had people turn on all the lights in here just because you're going to get a glare then off of the TV or the projector screen. A lot of times people want to keep that dark, but they want their game room to be well lit. And that's where I have a lot of clients when they build from scratch. They're usually adding 4 lights in the game room, maybe some lights in the study, like 4 lights, and then definitely 4 lights in the living room. So let me know what you think about that. Obviously some personal preference there, but that's definitely one of the things that I'm looking for in some of these homes. Sometimes small things matter, just depends on the person, like I always say. And that's what I'm here to do. So if you need help kind of going through these plans, reach out to me. I walk these plans to just continue to educate myself on what's out there. And then also, my goal is to keep tracking these communities, because like I keep saying, these communities keep growing at a different pace. So this was the Carter plan. We saw the Wimberly plan before this. Let's get to the Lindy plan. Now, this is the Lindy plan with Westin Homes. It's a sprawling 1-story plan, just over 2,800 square feet. This home is for sale just over $692,000. We got 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, a 3-car tandem garage. And this is the first Westin 1-story plan that I'm actually looking at. Now, I'm going to show this to you briefly, but if you want the full walkthrough, reach out to me. I'm going to do a full in-depth 20-minute walkthrough of this plan, but I want to just show you this main living area because this is different. This makes me think about the Rowan plan, which is one of their 2-story plans that opens up somewhat similar to this in the main living area. And also one of the big factors in that plan that people really like, one of the big features, are the cathedral-style ceilings with the beams running across. And that's exactly what this does in this plan. It also has this unique shaped kitchen island, making it the focal point here. And I also want to show you this home that's near completion. Again, like the vent hood needs to be completed. There's no microwave. You kind of get the running theme of what's going on here. It's clearly some sort of shortage that's going on, but what you do see is how well this plan opens up. Now, it does have 4 bedrooms. It does have a study, And this home is for sale. That also looks out at that detention pond that we showed earlier. This is a good look from that dining room area. I kind of give an idea of the view, that mud pit that's back there, but it will look better over time. It usually does, I should say. Now, if you want the full walkthrough of this plan, let me know, but I want to get right to the Albany plan. Now, this is the Albany plan. It is for sale just over $631,000. And even though the lawn is not in, I want to give you a visual of what this looks like. A lot of my clients, they tell me they want that white brick option. This is definitely one of those options now I'm going to flag as something that's interesting for them, because this home at approximately $30.90 for square footage, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, that feels very open concept. I think it's a very interesting option. Now, I know it's under construction. It's not going to give you the best visual, but I just want to show you something that's not a model home. Even with construction guys walking around and everybody around here, I want to show you what this looks and feels like. So I'm just going to briefly go through this. Here's the main living area. By the way, if you want to see this home finished, let me know. I have a lot of these plans finished. I don't post everything online, so just keep me posted. Or shoot me a text. My number's at the bottom of the description of this video. Now, that is the fireplace. This is a good look at the kitchen. I did some really good pendant lights here. And because those guys are digging in there to put in fencing, I'm just going to show you, this is going to be the dining room, which I thought was interesting for the Albany plan. Not many plans have that separate dining area. And then we did have the study right here. And then this is a good look at the community that we're in. Again, Nolina. That's Ronald Reagan Boulevard in the back. There's plenty of homes under construction that are here, and that's why I continue to keep coming out to this community. Now, what else can I show you here? I'm trying to get away from that noise. Let me just show you the primary bedroom and bathroom, and then if you want to see this home finish, just let me know. It's going to be that primary bedroom. And then for design, I know it's a little bit messy in here. It's very typical for construction at this stage. By the way, there are no lights on either. So I'm just trying to get you a brief walkthrough of this. But these are some of the design upgrades that people will choose. So this is the walk-in shower. They decided to make it dark on the walls, a little bit lighter tile on the floor. They went with this tile that is fairly light. It will look that way when it's clean. And again, this is very typical at this stage of construction. And then there would be a freestanding tub right here. Now, I've been around a lot of these homes at this stage, so I can tell you these are good upgrades for what I think a lot of builders are doing in some of their inventory homes. Some of them are cutting back. Some of them are putting in good design upgrades. And every builder has their pros and cons and kind of what they're doing, and that can also change with the community that they're building in. But bottom line is, I think a lot of clients land with Westin because of the sprawling 2-story options that are open concept. Let me know what you think about that Lindy plan. Obviously, I don't think they're known for 1-story plans yet, but I want to get your perspective on what you like and don't like about it. I'm also going to be walking that model home with a lot of my clients and getting their perspective, so I'll definitely keep you posted. But if you do need help, reach out to me. My number's at the bottom of the description of this video. Text me introducing yourself, and I'll be able to walk you through your best options once I get to know a little bit more about your criteria. Now, if you want to see more homes for sale, that's going to be on my website at the top of the description of this video. It's all homes for sale on my website. It really shows you what pricing looks like. And then if you want to see another home with Westin, go ahead and click on the right side of your screen. And as always, I hope this helps. Take care, everybody.